Hey everybody, it's Father Sean for another episode here of the Couch Chat. And back in the office, last week, of course, we had the Couch Chat celebrating St. Martin of Tours' feast day. So maybe you got to celebrate his feast day, maybe to pray for a veteran or something like that. So a couple things going on. Actually, there's a lot going on. We are in the midst of the Surrender Novena. Hopefully you got information about that. You saw things about that. The Surrender Novena, coupled with that, is a giving campaign to support our capital improvement projects, and Hallow matches whatever we give up to $5,000. So we're hoping to raise $10,000, 5 from parishioners, 5 from the matching gifts. So thanks everybody who donates, everybody who has already donated for these projects, those who will, those who are considering it. And then another thing that's happening this weekend, of course, is the 175th anniversary of the dedication of St. John Church in Freiburg. So on November 23rd, 1850, St. John Church was officially dedicated as a place of worship set aside for God, a place particularly set aside for Him. And so we commemorate those anniversaries regularly, and if it's anything on the 25 year, on the quarter of the century, the Archbishop is always willing to come. You know, he can't come every year for an anniversary. But on those big occasions, so Archbishop Casey will have Mass at 1 p.m. at St. John. So this will be in addition to the 8 a.m. Mass. If you want to sleep in a little bit later, come to the 1 p.m. Feel free. Counts as your Sunday obligation. If you want to go to both Masses, it ain't going to kill you. So, yeah, it's going to be a great event. Hopefully you're able to come. I mean, when we had the one a few months ago, there wasn't that big of a crowd, so maybe you're worried about like, oh, I don't want to take somebody's seat. Don't worry about it. Just come. If you want to come, come. And I just realized that I forgot to grab the model of St. John Church. So, of course, this place particularly dedicated to the Lord here, and so hopefully you're able to come and celebrate as Archbishop Casey celebrates Mass. And also want to thank everybody who participated in the committee. We've had a committee that has organized all sorts of events, about one a month, in conjunction with the 175th anniversary of St. John Church. So I want to thank everybody on the committee for all of their hard work, and really the people of God whose faith is so strong that keeps places vibrant and keeps them necessary as places to worship God. And of course, there's people who go to St. John every Sunday, but then there's people who go there for daily Mass or pop in for confession or at morning prayer, or when it's more convenient, you're there for Mass. So it is, of course, particularly special for those who were married there, for those who were baptized there, for those who are there every week, but also for all of us, right? All of us can receive some sort of nourishment from that place, a place particularly set aside for God. So if you want to come. Also this Sunday we celebrate Christ the King. So always the last Sunday of Ordinary Time before we hop into Advent is the solemnity, more particularly called the solemnity of our Lord Jesus Christ, the King of the universe. Jesus is the center, the King of all. So we celebrate Christ as this great King, the supreme authority, the one who rules over the entire earth. Even if he's not seated on a throne here on earth, he is in heaven looking out for us. And one of the things we're going to roll out for this Sunday, this is a couple days early, is a attire policy for liturgical ministers. So for ushers, for communion distributors, for lectors, and for servers. It's just to kind of elevate the liturgy a little bit through what we wear. You think if you were going to meet a king or if you were going to meet a president, there is a policy of what you wear, what you don't wear, those sorts of things. And this really came, I know it might feel like it's coming out of nowhere, and I get that it's just kind of out of left field, like, well, we've been doing it like this for how many years? Well, it really kind of came during our parish mission. So during our parish mission, I got to spend quite a bit of time in Lent with Father Leo Paddlinghung. You know, we went out to lunch a couple times while he was here and got to chat. And at one point I asked him just very, very bluntly, like, hey, what advice do you have for me? Or what advice do you have for our parish? And he didn't miss a beat. He just very quickly responded. He said, you know, after celebrating Mass, going to all 6 Masses on Saturday night and Sunday, I think things would be much better if you encourage people to dress better for the liturgical ministers. He's like, you're in front of people, everybody's seeing what they see is, they see that things are important when people kind of elevate their attire. And so kind of sat with that for the past few months, thought about it, prayed about it, consulted with pastoral council, consulted with our staff, and just kind of went back and forth as to what should we do, what could we do, what's the right thing to do. And I know I probably have a look on my face because I learned so much about fashion. I'm not the most fashionable person. But one thing I did think is I should really participate too. A lot of weekends I'm celebrating Mass in my sandals, and sometimes people, it's an affectionate thing, it's the thing I do. But if we're inviting everybody to kind of elevate their attire, I'm going to join in. And my goal was actually to have my new dress shoes here so I could show you my new dress shoes. Yesterday was my day off, and I went and saw Father Jared. Father Jared is down at the Wright State, and so I saw Father Jared for lunch, and then I was popping over to the mall at Fairfield Commons to find some dress shoes. I went to 4 different stores and could not find dress shoes size 14. 4 different stores. So this morning I went online and ordered some. We'll see if they come in this weekend or not. So anyways, we are inviting our liturgical ministers to just up their game a little bit with this attire policy. And I think it'll have an effect on all of us as to how we see the liturgy, what we do at Mass, the importance of what we're doing there. And so for our liturgical ministers, I think we've got an email scheduled to go out either Thursday or Friday this week with kind of the policy. There'll be some near the doors. So so thanks for rolling with that. And maybe just one thing to leave with. When I was in high school, there was a teacher who I had 3 out of my 4 years in high school. And he was a great teacher. Absolutely loved this man. I got to catch up with him maybe a year or 2 ago. It was just great to see him. But one of the things is when we had a test, when we had an exam, he would give us bonus points if we dressed up. So for guys, we had to wear a shirt and tie. And if we wore a shirt and tie for test day, we would get bonus points on our exam. Easy bonus points. And he said he did that because he thought it changed how we thought about ourselves and what we were doing that was important. He would have this line, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you do good. And it was this sense of like, we're doing something important. Let's dress for the occasion. And that has stuck with me for these years about kind of elevating our attire. And one of those things that actually challenged me to say, maybe I should do this a little bit better myself with the shoes I'm going to wear. So that's the plan. And we're particularly doing it for the Feast of Christ the King because of this solemnity that we're invited to. But then also, we're going to ask the liturgical attire policy for our ministers, right? Not general Mass going public. You can, if you want to follow, feel free. But we wanted to give people time if they needed to get clothes. I know fashion's changed, and what formal attire is for kids is not the same when I was growing up. So if you need to put something on your Christmas list, the policy won't go into effect until January 1st. So if you need time to get clothes or to put things on the list for Santa, that's why we're doing it now. So that's it from the Couch Chat. Again, we've got the giving campaign, the Surrender Novena. We've got Archbishop Casey coming for the 175th anniversary of the dedication of St. John. And then finally, for all of our liturgical ministers, thanks for all that you do, and especially for this kind of call to elevate the liturgy through our attire. So everybody have a great week. We'll see you this weekend. Peace.